suffered what the team is calling an Achilles injury. Will undergo an MRI on Monday. But the worst is feared here for Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings, an Achilles injury in a win at Lambeau. But could it be the season for Cousins? 4-4 on the year. That NFC playoff picture muddled at the moment, but Minnesota likely moving forward without their starting quarterback. Cousins in this one, 23 of 31, 274, 2 touchdowns, but a massive loss within this win. All right, here's a look at the outlook for these Vikings with and without Kirk Cousins. Projections coming via our Sportsline stat model. Dropping almost a full win there without Cousins. Their playoff chances taking a massive hit. I mean, 0-3 start is a big enough hit to your playoff chances. You start stacking up wins, and then you lose your quarterback, and the hill gets that much more steep. Justin Jefferson expected back in the not-too-distant future, but likely catching passes from a different quarterback. Back in studio, Joe Musso alongside Ryan Wilson here. Ryan, tough news for the Minnesota Vikings. They fear that it's an Achilles for Kirk Cousins as news continues to come in. We saw it there. There's nothing really to point your finger at in a situation like this. Not even a defender on him as there was in the Aaron Rodgers situation. How do you process this news in real time when you're talking about a quarterback with little depth behind him on a team that still has hopes for the playoffs?
Well, you know, you say next man up, and whoever's next on the depth chart has to be able to fill the role. But it's not a situation where you're replacing the nickel cornerback. You're replacing the most valuable person on that team. And I say that with the understanding that Justin Jefferson is also on this football team. But even with Justin out with that hamstring, we've seen rookie Jordan Addison step up. There is no plan B behind Kirk Cousins because you have Jaron Hall, the rookie who had to come in emergency service and had a turnover. He didn't play well in the preseason because he's a rookie, understandably. You have Nick Mullins on the practice squad. I don't know if that's going to be an alternative for Kevin O'Connell or if you're going to look perhaps to get a trade before the trade deadline on Tuesday. So there are a lot of moving parts. This is, again, not where you want to be after you get to 4-4 after 2 huge wins, once against the Packers. Last week, that huge win against the 49ers, and now you're left wondering, where do we go from here? Because, and we talked about this earlier, this is, I don't want to say good news, but it's an opportunity for teams behind them. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, for example. You have the Saints, who are now 4-4, teams that can now move into that 7th seed, knowing that it's going to be tough sledding for a Vikings team without Kirk Cousins, who has played his best football this season after there have been several years where people have wondered, can he show up in big moments? He had done that through 8 games, and now it could be a situation where we don't see him again in 2023.
Yeah, this was the quarterback leading the league in attempts, in completions, in touchdown passes, and here it appears his season will be coming to a close due to this non-contact injury. Called it an ankle. Kevin O'Connell did say they fear it is an Achilles for Cousins. We will confirm that here on CBS Sports HQ when we do have the news, but you want to talk about moving parts. I mean, let's take a 30,000-foot look at this franchise this offseason. A quarterback position in flux. A wide receiver might be the best in the world who needs to be paid, a defense that needs pieces, a young coach trying to keep everybody together through it all. What does this exact moment mean for the months and years to come for the Minnesota Vikings?
Well, let's go back 10 days before the Monday night game with the win over the 49ers. We were having conversations. This is going to be a fire sale. Danielle Hunter will be up to be traded. Maybe Kirk Cousins will be on the trade market. And now the conversation becomes, okay, we have our quarterback in Kirk Cousins. We're back in this thing. We're 3-4 after the win on Monday night against the 49ers. We got to 4-4 today with the win over the Packers. Let's continue to build this momentum. We're inside the playoff hunt. Let's go. And then this happens late in the game, and now it's a reset. And now the question becomes, Kirk Cousins in the final year of his deal, do you bring someone back who, should he have torn his Achilles, are you bringing him back, which is a 8-9 month recovery? So that means you're going into next season without your quarterback situation settled if you decide to re-sign him. And you mentioned you have to pay Justin Jefferson. What do you do with Danielle Hunter? And suddenly it's gone from, okay, we're making a playoff push to, okay, we're back where we were 2 weeks ago. Now we have to sort a lot of things out, and a lot is certainly up in the air, and I don't know what the easy answer is if, in fact, they're going to lose Kirk Cousins for the rest of the season.
You wish this upon nobody in this game that we love to watch, but as a guy who plays it right, who lives it right, who loves it right, and unfortunate to see what's happened to Kirk Cousins on this day. Again, all the latest coming to you right here on CBS Sports HQ. Ryan, thank you.
We're 2-0 in the NFC North. There's a lot of good football out in front of this team. But I do want to first start out and just say, thinking about our quarterback, went out today again, as he has for most of the 2023 season, played the quarterback position as well as anybody in our league, and just continued to build and build and build. We are fearing. Currently, he's being evaluated and will be into tomorrow. We are fearing an Achilles injury. The severity of that, I do not know at this point, but I know that's what our fear is in the moment, and we'll confirm that as soon as possible. Thinking of Kirk, our locker room, every single player in our locker room, thinking about our leader, our guy right now, and I'm just so proud of him, proud of the way he's played all season long, and it's whatever is the case, if we don't have him for one snap or for the duration of our season, that will not change the fact of what I believe Kirk Cousins, the level he played to this year, and ultimately what he's meant to me and our organization. So thinking about him right now, but I am excited for our team. It is not an easy place to come get a road victory in the NFC North at Lambeau Field. I thought the defensive performance was phenomenal. Gave that whole side of the ball and the coaching staff game balls. Just 6 3 and outs they forced. Got the huge turnover that we then scored on the next play. Complimentary football at its finest, and then some of those stops on downs there in the second half to really allow us to keep a pretty comfortable lead there all the way to the very end. Offensively, I thought we were efficient throughout the whole game. Didn't have our first 3 and out till pretty late there in the fourth quarter. Really executing on third down, coming out of the half, getting a touchdown, and then following that up with a sudden change touchdown. I think our team has really learned, especially through the first 3 weeks of the season. We have kind of allowed that adversity to be constant learning and growth for our team. And the team in that locker room right now is a very confident team, and they know we're getting better and better, and we're going to continue to push forward on the hunt for just playing better and better and being our best when it's required. And I just love this team, and I love what they're all about right now, and it's a credit to those guys.
Do you have contingency plans for quarterback at the moment?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. It's first and foremost, we'll confirm the severity of the injury, and then we'll talk internally and get a lot of opinions and thoughts on where we're at. I did think Jaron did a nice job. It's not easy to come in cold, legitimately cold, and get a couple completions there. Third down completion to TJ was big in the landscape of time and forcing them to use their timeouts. Every single offensive player told me he was very, very good with his communication, snap counts, cadence, all the things sometimes you're a little, you give a second thought to that maybe you don't normally when Kirk's in there. But I thought Jaron was incredibly cool, calm, and collected, and we'll definitely talk about what the best thing is moving forward. But it's going to take our entire football team to rally around Kirk, just like we've had to do around Justin and Marcus and some of the other things that happened early on in the season. But that's exactly what we'll do. We do not know any other way.
What's your state of mind after seeing that Kirk is always on the field?
Yeah.
Work so close with him in 2 different places, and just to actually see that, and just knowing what the news that you might be getting, what's your state of mind absorbing?
Yeah, I do know one thing, Kev. I do know it's going to have to be an injury that makes him not capable physically of playing, because if it has anything to do with pain tolerance or a choice to go out on the football field, Kirk Cousins is going to be out on the field. So, like I said, we'll figure out the severity of it, and you guys know what my fear of is right now of the injury, and when we confirm that, as an organization, we'll try to move forward in the short term, knowing that like I said, I'm not sure anybody in this league overall was playing as well, or if not as well as Kirk at the position this year.
Is there any reason to think, at least in the very short term, that Jaron would not be the starter?
No, I think in my mind, I think we've got to take a look at potentially all the options, including building the best possible group around Jaron, knowing that we're going to continue to build a complete offense, based upon a lot more than just the quarterback. But I will say, previously on Monday night and today on third down, Kirk was absolutely fantastic, and just hurts to know that he's not more than likely going to be able to continue progressing forward on what has really felt like maybe his best season as a pro. So,
Kevin, is Nick Mullins close to being
yeah,
able to return?
that's a great question, Ben. He's progressing along, and that will definitely. That's why I don't want to commit one way or the other, because we've been kind of allowing Nick to, rehab, and he's done a really nice job. He's getting stronger. I imagine he'll be a real possibility for us. I don't know what next week looks like, but that's why I don't really want to confirm or commit to anything quite yet. But I'll keep you guys posted as the week goes on.
And you could hear the disappointment in the players' voices. They're happy with the win, but
Yeah,
disappointed.
I think you can feel it. You guys can feel it throughout our whole locker room. They know. Our guys know. And I didn't really want it to be something where we just don't talk about it. Acknowledge, gave all the defensive guys game balls. I thought KJ Osborne, 1 yard away from a 100-yard performance. He was huge. Jordan, TJ were all big time today. But the last game ball was for Kirk, and rightly so, because he's playing absolutely fantastic football for us.
What did he feel like the synergy with you, him, and just the offense as a whole these last 2 games has been as efficient, rhythmic as you've seen with your time?
Yeah, and I would have liked to run the ball a little bit better today. I think we were, basically right at 2 yards a carry. Would have liked to see us, take advantage of some things a little more, but that's a good front over there. They're incredibly healthy. That defense got healthy. But as far as our pass game was concerned, and really the run game and the commitment to it continued to set up some of those looks. Maybe in the play-pass game, I thought our screen execution, we got the one to Jordan. That was a big play. And then, like I said, third down, red zone, Kirk's ability to really digest a lot. I could put a wristband on anybody in this room right now, and they're not going to be able to digest, what Kirk's been able to do on those downs and getting us to the right play, understanding my vision, my intent, our offensive staff's intent for the play. Regardless of the look, we're going to have an answer, and he's finding it and has been finding it time and time again. And that's really fueled our offensive production and then allowed our defense to rest and then come on the field, recharge, and make their plays. Complimentary football, the way we kind of envisioned it, has really existed these last 2 weeks. It's been good. It's been fun to see.
We've seen what he's done on the field to kind of spark you from that poor start. What has he meant just off the field in the locker room and stuff and getting you all back to where you are
It's a great
now?
question, because those are the things people don't see. They don't see just the same exact guy with an energy and a positivity to chase improvement every single day. Regardless of circumstance, short week, bonus days, road game in the NFC North. I know he's meant so much to me personally in the role that I'm in, knowing that I can lean on him and ultimately work as hard as we possibly can together for the betterment of our football team. He talked to the offense, Saturday about, the truest measure of performance is consistency, and it's the hardest thing to do in the NFL. And that's all he's really done this year, is demonstrate and prove that. Against some really, really good defenses, road, home games, all those things. My challenge to our whole team is going to be we're gonna need to absorb this, own it and the reality of this, but we're gonna have to be there for our guy. We're gonna have to be there for Kirk every step of the way, and then ultimately, vice versa. I have zero concern that Kirk won't continue to be the leader of our football team. Even if he can't jog out there and take snaps.
Kevin, what did you, observe, or what did you hear from the medical staff as far as how it happened? With it kind of stepping up in the pocket.
Yeah, I think he stepped up in the pocket. We were, kind of calling a safe play right there, a little bit of a screen, kind of double move in case they were aggressive in the moment. I think it was a 3-man rush, and he kind of stepped up in the pocket, and that's all I saw, Ben. I just know, just some of my dialogue with Kirk. Seems like maybe his cleat might have got stuck in the ground or whatever it was. It's not probably right for me to speculate. I just know that incredibly, incredibly unfortunate in that moment.